January 22nd, on this day, in 1440, Ivan III, also known as Ivan the Great, became the Grand Prince of Russia, setting the stage for the unification of Russian lands under Moscow's rule. In 1561, Francis Bacon, the influential British statesman and philosopher, was born at York House in London. He would later shape the development of scientific thought and philosophy in England. In 1689, Prince William of Orange summoned the Convention Parliament to discuss ruling jointly with his wife Mary, daughter of the exiled King James II, leading to the invitation to become joint sovereigns of England. This event marked the climax of England's glorious revolution. In 1788, Lord George Byron, the famed English romantic poet known for works such as Lara and Don Juan, was born, making a lasting impact on literature. In 1807, President Thomas Jefferson exposed a plot by Aaron Burr to form a new republic in the Southwest, revealing deep political tensions in the early United States. In 1813, during the War of 1812, British forces led by Henry Proctor defeated a United States contingent attempting to attack Fort Detroit, a key moment in the conflict. In 1824, a British force suffered its first colonial defeat when it was wiped out by an Asante army under Osei Bonsu on the Gold Coast of Africa. In 1849, Swedish playwright and novelist August Strindberg was born. He would later pioneer a new kind of European drama that combined psychology and naturalism, influencing the Expressionist movement. In 1857, the National Association of Baseball Players was founded in New York, laying the groundwork for the organization and growth of baseball in America. In 1863, during the American Civil War, General Ambrose Burnside attempted to outflank Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia by marching toward North Fredericksburg. However, foul weather turned the movement into the infamous Mud March. In 1879, a British garrison of 150 soldiers held off an attack by 3,000 to 4,000 Zulu warriors at the Battle of Rorke's Drift in South Africa. The defenders were awarded 11 Victoria Crosses and several other decorations. In 1890, Fred Vinson, who would later serve as the 13th Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, was born. In 1901, Queen Victoria, who reigned for more than 60 years and oversaw the British Empire at its height, died at the age of 81. In 1904, George Balanchine, the influential ballet choreographer, was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. He would later revolutionize ballet in the United States. In 1905, a large demonstration of workers led by Father Gapin marched to the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg, Russia, to present a petition to the Tsar. Troops opened fire on the protesters, resulting in what became known as Bloody Sunday, a significant event in the Russian Revolution. In 1908, Katie Mulcahy was arrested for lighting a cigarette, violating New York City's Sullivan Ordinance, which banned women from smoking in public. She was fined $5 and famously declared her right to smoke equal to men's. In 1912, the second Monte Carlo auto race began, drawing international attention to the growing sport of automobile racing. In 1913, Turkey agreed to the Balkan peace terms and gave up control of Adrianople, ending a significant chapter in the Balkan Wars. In 1930, Admiral Richard Byrd charted a vast area of Antarctica, furthering exploration of the polar continent. In 1931, Sam Cooke, an influential American singer and songwriter, was born in Clarksdale, Mississippi. He would become one of the most significant black vocalists after World War II. In 1932, government troops crushed a communist uprising in northern Spain, reflecting ongoing political tensions leading up to the Spanish Civil War. In 1939, a Nazi order erased the old officer caste in the German army, tying the military directly to the Nazi Party, a pivotal move in consolidating power in Germany before World War II. In 1943, all Japanese resistance on the island of Papua New Guinea ceased, securing a critical Allied base at Port Moresby during World War II. In 1943, Axis forces withdrew from Tripoli to Tunisia, destroying their bases as they retreated during World War II. In 1944, United States troops under Major General John P. Lucas made an amphibious landing behind German lines at Anzio, Italy, south of Rome, opening a new front in World War II. In 1971, communist forces shelled Phnom Penh, Cambodia for the first time, signaling a new phase in the conflict within Southeast Asia. In 1973, the United States Supreme Court legalized most abortions in a landmark ruling known as Roe v. Wade. Justice Harry Blackmun, in the majority opinion, stated that the criminalization of abortion did not have roots in the English common law tradition. In 1979, Abu Hassan, the alleged planner behind the 1972 Munich massacre, was killed by a bomb in Beirut. In 1982, President Ronald Reagan formally linked progress in arms control to Soviet repression in Poland, reflecting Cold War tensions. In 1987, Pennsylvania politician R. Bud Dwyer shot and killed himself during a live televised press conference, prompting national debates about ethics and boundaries in journalism. In 1992, Roberta Bondar, serving as a payload specialist aboard the Discovery space shuttle, became the first Canadian woman and the first neurologist to travel into space. In 1998, Theodore Kaczynski, known as the Unabomber and responsible for killing 3 people and injuring 22 in 16 attacks between 1979 and 1995, was sentenced to 4 terms of life in prison without parole. In 2006, Evo Morales, a member of the Aymara indigenous group, was sworn in as president of Bolivia, becoming the first indigenous person to hold the office. In 2010, Conan O'Brien hosted his final episode of The Tonight Show, departing amid a struggle with ratings and network changes. In 2018, American writer Ursula K. Le Guin, best known for her celebrated science fiction and fantasy stories, died at the age of 88. In 2021, Hank Aaron, one of baseball's greatest hitters, died at the age of 86. His career helped break racial barriers and set new standards in Major League Baseball.
Subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's events.